3 hours later. We're back. And I wanted to talk about Mike Epps. So we back here. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's fine. Okay, I don't know. All right, let's go because I want to read the comments. What's up, everybody? We back. Did y'all hear that Drea is pregnant by a 22-year-old, same age as her son? That's weird as shit. I don't have no problem with you. I mean, he's young, super young, but I don't have no problem with you. I mean, he's considered a legal adult. So if she's like 39 years old and having sex with him because he can fuck like a jackrabbit and that's what she needs at her age when she's in her prime, but to get pregnant and then like go through with the pregnancy is it's just a little weird in my opinion. So it is what it is. People are gonna do what they do. You pregnant by somebody that your son's age, it's a little weird. Mike Epps says before he dies, he wants to learn how to treat women 100%. Right. I've never treated a woman right. This is one of my dreams. Him and thousands of other men. And when they come into the epiphany to treat women right is when their dicks stop working, their dicks get floppy. They can no longer utilize their dick to attract women. And their dicks get floppy. Now they need a caregiver. So now I need to treat someone right because I'm getting older and I want somebody to be by my side as I get older. Like, you know how men every day they will tell you in some way, form, or fashion that you're going to be alone with cats. And it's a projection that they are in fact going to be alone if you don't ascribe to being a maid, mule, or a mattress for them and being of service from them in some way where they are using you for labor. And so that's typically when men decide that they want to do right by women because they know that women are going to take care of them. And they call them hospice wives, hospice children, right? Your dad, you ain't spoken to your dad in years. Now he's sick or he's, something's going wrong. Now he wants to contact you after all this time. And you're like, what? He's contacting you so that you can take care of him after he's not been there for you or whatever the fuck the problem is with the dad. You know what I mean? They call them hospice kids and hospice wives. So you guys be mindful when you get with these men that these older dudes, that they're not sick in some kind of way. And then you feel obligated to, people please. And like, even though you're being mistreated and this person is ornery and rude and disagreeable and miserable, you feel an obligation to stay with them because who wants to leave a person who is in need of care? Nobody does. But these men are so, like I said, disagreeable and miserable and especially if they get sick and now you got to kind of have to wait on them, like you're doing like literal labor. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Be mindful of that because they will use it. That's when they come into the realization, when they realize that nobody will put up with them, not even their children. So they need a woman to take care of them, to right up on until the end. So let's listen to what Mike Epps has to say.
The day my mother died 2020, COVID. My son was born the same time, bro. And I never had a son. He looked just like my mama, man. I swear, that's how I know God's real. And death comes life. Yeah, gave me a son. My mama gave me a son walking out the door, man. That's beautiful. I used to cry all the time and ask God, what did I do wrong that I can't have a son? But I know what it was. I lied to all these women and got them pregnant and sold them dreams and shit like that. 5 girls. You got 5 girls, too. To let you know how much lying I've been lying, too. I've been doing too much. That's one thing that I'm going to get right before I leave this earth. I'm going to learn how to treat a woman 100% right. That's dope. That's dope. Because that's something that I want to do for my mother, for my children, for my daughters. I've never treated a woman right 100%. And now that I'm getting older, I'm realizing, man, you got to treat a woman right, Mike.
Because you need her to take care of you, Mike.
You can't cheat on her. You gotta be her friend. You gotta not be selfish. This is what I want to do. This is one of my dreams, man. That's dope. That's something we have to learn as men. That's something we really have to learn as men. I had issues with my mother. So now I want to make a woman. I don't want my kid's mother to, you know what I mean, to have my mother's stuff. So that's one of my things I want to do, man. Kids are beautiful, man. I had a son.
So the one thing that men believe that because they've mistreated women, that they are, when they have children, they are given daughters, right? And they want sons so bad. And I was listening to Rodney talk about this, and it's like they want sons so bad until you figure out that your son is gay. Then you don't really want them. Y'all want these sons so bad. So bad. Um, there's that. Men viewing having daughters as punishment for the way that they treated women. And because you know that she's going to come in contact with somebody like you. So you don't want to have daughters. You want sons because you know you believe sons are easier to raise, and that's a cop out. They're not easier to raise. You just don't raise them. You allow for them to, once they leave your parental guidance, to go out into the world and amongst their peers and in society and culture will continue to influence them, right? So I want to read some comments. I think it's really sad for you to wait until you're over the hill to decide to treat another human correctly. I think that's really messed up. Somebody says it's all entertainment, you stupid MFs. That's what real Mike Epps said. He said he was entertaining, he was joking, right? I feel like if you were joking, you should have said, "I'm just joking, y'all. I'm just kidding." But my wife now, I treat her with love and kindness, compassion, respect. I treat her well. And she's going to be the woman that, like, you didn't even take an opportunity to uplift your wife in that moment. Because you know Mike Epps is married. So while he's running around on a stage, on a platform saying, "I want to treat women right," he's married. So instead of saying, "You know what? I've spent my whole life, I mistreated women. I didn't do right by them. And in my old age, the woman that I'm with now, I want to ensure that I don't bring whatever else he said." But no, he's performing for other men. And if you read the comments, they all kind of agree with him. They believe that daughters are a punishment for how they treated women. You're being punished with a daughter. And hopefully your daughter doesn't come in contact with a man like you or is treated the way that you've treated women. And you could say that to men, but they don't care. They're not moved by that. What? They're just gonna have their daughter be mistreated, in which she will if she decides to partner with cisgendered heterosexual men in this society. She's not the first person she meets is not going to be the person she's with. Something's going to happen. And the way that these boys to men are socialized, they are socialized to mistreat women. And you might say that they're not, but they are. We live in a patriarchy. It's by design. I said it's sad that men believe that they are given daughters so that they can learn how to treat women. Somebody says when in fact it's the other way around, because who houses the mitochondrial DNA? We do. Somebody said, "Oh, this guy, he kept going back and forth with me, trying to argue with me that parents are responsible for the way their adult children behave." He said, "Daughters are a blessing, and that daughters are a blessing. That's ours. Whatever daughters men are doing to women, blame it on the parents who isn't teaching the daughters right." I read it exactly the way it was written. I said, after a child leaves a parental home, their influence becomes less and less impactful as they ingratiate themselves into their own peer group social circles. And when they get out into the world, men learn how to treat women from other men, not necessarily from their parents, especially if their parents weren't in a harmonious relationship. He says no. Have you ever had a conversation with a man and you have a logical explanation for something and the first thing they come out of their mouth is no? No. It's like it doesn't matter how logical you sound, how factual you are, you're wrong, woman. He said, no, when they leave their house, they leave with the taught and the lessons that their parents gave them that might work here in America. But other countries, these women live with true identity of themselves because of the love of two-parent homes. I said, so are you trying to tell me that the gaggle of boys who rape girls in college learned that from their parents? Or were they encouraged by their peer group and influenced by their peer group and social circles that they're in? I said, please don't tell me that after a child leaves home and enters society, that society, culture, media don't have an influence on them. It is not solely the parent. Stop it. Did you learn going back and forth in a circular, unproductive conversation with women on the internet from your father? Who'd you learn that from? You learned it from your dad? Mm. He says, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Why are you bringing rape in the conversation? I said, because you're saying how a person behaves, you blame it on the parent. So when a boy is in college and rapes a girl, does that mean he learned that from his father? Or did he learn that from his peer group? Because I made a point. Now you want to deflect because you don't want to agree that culture and society and their peers have more of an influence on a person than their parents. That's why when parents have children who misbehave, they wonder where they learned the behavior from. They learn the behavior from watching someone else, not necessarily their parent. You act like children are only restricted to watching how their parents interact and engage with each other. When there's television, music, culture, language that influences a person, all people, knock it off. Knock it off. Because what you're saying is some bullshit. And I said, and no matter how many podcasts that these men sit on and tell you in plain English that they do not like women and only see you as a resource to extract from, yet and still y'all will go into the world and seek relationships with them. It is beyond my comprehension. They tell you. Let's read another comment. Styled by Zakaria. Please stop threatening us about dying alone. I'm sure when his wife heard this, her heart broke. Her anxiety went through the roof and she wanted to die alive. It's so sad a man can't love a person he chose properly. Princella tells you that men are incapable of love. You heard Bradley Cooper say he didn't love his daughter, and I think she was like 8 months before he realized that he can have a capacity to love his daughter. In other words, he puts his wife through the ringer. Notice how he didn't say his wife was the first woman he learned how to treat right. He's speaking in the future tense, which means he's still a dog. At 53 years and people are clapping, the bar is so low. Imagine a 53-year-old woman was talking like this. People would drag her mercilessly. This is actually scary because he's married. The reason why most men can't treat women right is because they're gay and secretly jealous of women. Generally speaking. Not that they're gay. It's not that they're gay. I think there's two things, and I think that's kind of blurs the line a little bit. Is you think because a man doesn't like women that he must like men, and that's not true. There are men who just don't like women. They'll have sex with you because they don't want to be gay. They don't want to appear gay, but in order to satisfy their sexual needs, they get that from you. They don't like you. That's why every adjective used to describe verb verb used to describe having sex with you is violence. Just look it up. Words used to describe sex. Let's look it up together while we're here. Shit. Okay, here's some that just came up. Copulating, ways to say sex, copulating, intercourse, mating, coitus, relations, do it. bang, get laid, horizontal refreshment, sleep with, get lucky, mate, boink, business, nail, porking, shaking sheets, making love, hanky panky, tapping ass. Hold on. Here we are. Shaking sheets, amorous congress, jumping bones, knocking boots, shagging, screwing, nailing, boinging, banging, dawdling, boinking, porking, yitzing, tromboning, stumping. I don't know what that is. And then what the F bedroom rodeo, hot yoga. I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, but you see, nailing, screwing, basting, busted open, screw, nail. Oh, it says 130 hilarious euphemisms for sex. Hold on, let me see. Oh, you get the point. Shit, you ain't got to keep talking about it. A lot of men, when they get old or sick or on their deathbed, say how they wish they would have done better by their first loves, a woman that actually loved them, the one that got away, and their children. It's sad. It takes so much time and trauma for them to realize this. Crazy thing is, most women don't be even asking for a whole lot. Don't cheat mostly, keep their bodies right, have goals, and have her back. It don't really be that hard. It's kind of crazy to me that treating a woman right has to be a bucket list item. I mean, it's cool and all that he wants to do this, but treating a woman right should be natural and normal. It's not natural and normal for them because the way of they're socialized. Wait, we ain't never been a problem. It's always been them. Believe it, ladies. Somebody said, y'all in the comments talking about, ain't he married? Yes. And a lot of y'all married and miserable and in y'all marriage because your spouse is not growing or evolving. You better clock it, girl. That's what marriage is about. Evolving and learning the fact that we want to learn and how to treat women right is great. How you know he's not treating her 80% right and lacking the friend part of the marriage. Y'all too perfect on the internet because trust them, 50 plus marriages was 100% good all the time. No marriage is good all the time. I don't give a damn what you say. Natural conflict occurs because you and your husband and your partner don't share a brain. You have different ideas, perspectives, approaches to things. Your natural conflict is going to occur. It's the way you handle the conflict, okay? And just mistreating women, again, it's something that's like by design. My mama used to say, run from men that have all daughters. God don't want another him running around for a reason. Wow. I hate these old men. I hate how these old men be and really still trying to figure it out when it comes to women. It's embarrassing because they're trying, like I say, like you guys are forced to do heterosexual, they're forced to do heterosexual coupling too. And their motivation is to find labor. That's it. They're not motivated to partner with you for love. You are motivated to partner for love so that any man has an opportunity to marry you. That's where that comes in. That's where the scam is. You are marketed for love and marriage. Love. He's not. He's marketed, find you a maid, nigga, if you want to be taken care of. That's it. That's all I got to say about that. Um let's see what I have here. Jerrod Carmichael's mother prays for him after coming out to his family. Lord, take the desire from my son to be with a male. That's sad. Jerrod Carmichael is gearing up for the release of his docuseries that highlights his family drama, celebrity friends, and his new boyfriend that caused some tension with his family. Carmichael released an Emmy-winning stand-up special titled Rothaniel back in 2022, where he spoke about the tension with his religious mother since coming out as gay. Jerrod Carmichael reality show teases a deep dive into those relationships and the impact on his family after coming out to them. What can you imagine? Like how fucked up it must feel for your entire family to reject you just because you are sexually attracted to men, and then they use the Bible to like support how they feel, right? They love the sinner and not the sin. So I wonder what the whales in the ocean, them two males in the ocean, two male whales in the ocean fucking. What is that? What is that? Do you think God? Because the whales don't have all these structures in place in the ocean. They just being. They're just being. They're just being. And we are human beings. And y'all want to make us human boxes, confined, repressed, oppressed boxes, all crunched up in a box. You don't even really fit in it because you're not male. Male, hetero, Christian, white, thin. No. Your black, female, queer, fluffy ass don't belong in that box at all. They don't even want you over there. And you be trying to pull people in it with your ideas because some book that is geared to men has trained you in a way. Christianity, Islam, Judaism are all cults. All of them are cults. All religion is a cult. It is a culture of people who share the same ideas about whatever religion they follow. It's a cult. It's just really popular. That's all. It's just a really popular cult. And when you look at the offshoot of cults, they all use the Bible. The men are leading. There's a woman who is complicit to the man's abuse of the children and women. Eventually, the man ends up trying to sleep with all of the women, telling the husbands that the women belong to him. Sometimes men leave these cults and their wives stay because the head of the cult is fucking the wife in addition to other women. They're fucking the little girls and boys, and they're using religion. They're using the Bible. They're not using anything else unless you are some black power shit. They might be using the Quran or the Hadith to justify the way that they are operating. One part in the trailer shows his mother attempting to pray the gay away while two were sitting on the couch. Lord, I come to you. She's asking a man, a male deity, who in your word walked around in a thobe and some sandals, right? With all his only 12 dudes around him, one woman, Mary Magdalene, right? Just one chick and a bunch of niggas around. And you praying to him that your son will stop liking penis. You like penis. Don't you like dick? Why you don't think he likes dick? Don't you like it? Lord, I come to you, Jerrod and I, take the desire from my son to be with a male. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. Let's read a couple comments and then we're going to go. I never understood how your child wants to be in a healthy, loving relationship. Who they want to be in a healthy, loving relationship with matters. So many people are in abusive, toxic hetero relationships, but everyone is all good with that. Humans are bonkers. That's Ebro, old man Ebro. This fine ass. Ebro is so cute. He's always been so cute. When he was younger, he used to be Ebro was really handsome. Ain't no way in hell I'd say some shit like that to pertaining to my child. I'm gonna tell y'all something right here and now. If my son came out as gay, I wouldn't even flinch. My love for my children is unwavering, and I would never hang the fear of hell over his head. I would refuse to use religion to judge or condemn my son over his sexual preference. To be looked down upon by your parent because your sexuality or many other reasons tears your child apart. And I would not use my relationship with God to justify my judgment. Shout out to Tony Baker. You know, he recently, about a year and a half ago, lost his son in a car accident. I think he has more than one son, but he lost one of his sons, his oldest son, I believe. Why are people automatically considered homophobic because they don't agree with homosexuality? Because it's not yours to disagree with. It's nothing to disagree with. How can you tell somebody, I disagree with you falling in love with the same gender? I disagree with that. Bitch, don't nobody give a fuck what you disagree with. Your agreement, approval, or denial is of no consequence here. Nobody gives a fuck. That's what should be said to you, stupid motherfuckers who judge your children. That's why the LGBT community is called the kids, because your parents, your earth family, your birth family, they kick you out and you got to go find another mother, father, and brothers and sisters. When you hear gay men say, that's my mother, and they're talking about another man, because that's the family they created. Y'all saw Pose. Do you see how they created a family? That's an example of what goes on in the community, because you motherfuckers are so fucking destroyed in your brains that you believe that you should put parameters and restrictions on people with who they want to have sex with. And you tell them that they're going to go to hell. Like, honestly, like, that's so crazy. My mom never said she was scared of homosexuals. She doesn't want her child to be one. Why? Is there a fear? Right? Because a lot of you parents say, well, I just know how they're going to be treated if they come out as gay. So that's a fear, and it's irrational. Just like Taryn Turner said the other day when they tried to say he was fucking some man. He was like, first of all, I don't even care that you say that I'm fucking a man, because being gay, there's nothing wrong with being gay. That shit is corny. Trying to out somebody, that shit is corny as fuck. And for all the people who try to out people, come out trans people, cis people who try to out people, that shit is corny. It is so corny, because you as a trans person or as a homosexual person are saying that something is wrong with it. So you use it as a weapon because you know the community sees something wrong with it. So you try to weaponize somebody's sexuality to bring some type of attention towards them. And that's fucked up. Disagreeing with your kid's lifestyle, it's not a lifestyle. What you're doing is a lifestyle. So heterosexuality is a lifestyle. I don't agree with your lifestyle. Now, I don't agree with your heterosexual lifestyle. Do you see how ridiculous and dumb that sounds? Dick is too good. God can't help me. That's what I said. The way y'all be acting stupid, dumb over dick, dummy, dick, dumb, dickmatized. What you think a man, a girl, I don't even want to talk. I'm done. Why do some of y'all think most parents don't love them? Because they don't agree with their children's lifestyle. Black people, when I tell you that think like this, are they're gone. It's no hope. And that's why people just end up separating from their families and stuff, because nobody wants to continue to have this conversation where you think my existence and how I identify is going to send me to hell. Because there's a group of Mormons who used to think your black ass skin was a curse. Yeah. Yeah. Just because they don't preach it anymore doesn't mean they don't think it. I remember when I was little, elementary school, my best friends were a Mexican Mormon and a Palestinian Arab growing up. My best friends. And she was Mormon. And in elementary school, she brought some text, like a pamphlet. It said something about drinking coffee was like a sin. And it said something about being black. And I saw that, and I was in elementary school, and I was like, what? This is what the church that your parents are taking you to? Or they say this, and you have black friends, and your doctrine is teaching you that your blackness is a curse. Gotta love black mothers. They only want the best for us, girl. Using religion to mask your homophobia. Just love your son. Right. If I were a gay teen, I would consider unaliving myself from reading some of these comments. The problem is that you all think it's a matter of opinion, when many times acceptance is a matter of life or death. You know what gay people can do? Be great people, contribute to society, show love, raise children, and honor Creator by fulfilling their purpose in life. For those who believe in heaven or hell or God, who would even think to create a heaven or hell to punish children? Why would you even want to serve a God who would do that to their children? That God doesn't sound like a God of love I surrender to, because it's not. The idea of God is constructed with a male lens. That's why your God is jealous. That's why your God is, you need to fear God. All of that shit. People pray to the Lord for all types of things. Why can't she do the same? I feel sorry for these people who have children, because when they hear you and they're gay or lesbian or just queer, I'll say queer, they know that you as their parent that they depend on for their survival are no longer a safe space. You're no longer safe. When they hear the way you talk about gay people and homosexuals and they hear you, your children are listening to you. They don't only watch the way that you are in relationships, they listen to what you say about other people. And you on the phone with your girls talking shit about gay people and gay men and bisexual men and trans women. Your bisexual children are listening to you. Your gay children are listening to you. Your trans children are listening to you. They're listening to you. And because they're listening to you as a parent, are no longer a safe space. So guess what they have to do? They got to go out and find another parent because you failed. You failed. You failed. You did. For those people who have kicked their children out because they were gay or lesbian, you failed. You're a failure as a parent. You are. You are. You failed to create a safe space for your child to express themselves. You failed. So that's all I have to say about that. People love picking and choosing what to obey by when it comes to the Bible, but would turn a blind eye to everything else. Right? You mad at the gay son, but the pedophile uncle, he can come around the family every Thanksgiving. Y'all backwards. Backwards. Living in the system, just walking backwards, hustling backwards, progressing backwards, regressing would be the appropriate word. That's just what it gives. It's really sad that he has to go through that. I feel sad for all queer kids who have parents who are intolerant or hateful or phobic. It sucks. It sucks. You already have the little girls acting like they can't talk to their mothers about the little heterosexual encounters with their boyfriends, the boys who don't want to talk to their parents about the little girls that they like. You think they want to talk to you about liking somebody else and they done heard you on the phone talking shit? You're no longer a safe place, mom, dad. You're no longer. So I got to go out and find another family. And when I'm no longer dependent on you for my survival, you're likely never to see me again because you don't love me. You don't love me. You don't respect me. And I can't be around people who don't respect me. Why would I even entertain to be around you? You don't respect me and you think I'm going to hell. I don't want to be around you. I want to be around people who love me and who support me and encourage me and uplift me. Not you and your weird ass archaic ways of thinking, your repressive ways of thinking, your regressive ways of thinking, your low vibrational ways of thinking. It's ugly. It's so ugly. So ugly. I think that's it. Whoopi Goldberg says Generation Z and millennials can't afford the house because they don't work hard enough. This is the culture of America is to work you to death. That is the culture. Rise and grind. Grinding two things together. What happens when you grind two things together or you grind something? What happens? It breaks down. Doesn't it break down? It breaks down. So while you rising and grinding, you breaking yourself down. Remember I told you hard work was a scam? It's a scam. Risa Tisa's already talked about that. I think I'm done for the day. I'm done. That's 2 videos. Take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. That's actually 3 videos. I think I'm gonna post those 2 separate when I did the continuation. All right, anyways, take care of each other. Have a good weekend. Don't forget to like the video. I'll see y'all in the comments. Peace.